Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 225 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series. Where in today's video guys, I don't know how long we'll actually have, but we're going to do one of the newer chatbots that we haven't even touched yet on here. That being, this one's called the Raptor Protection by Trainers. One of the rare instances where humans are actually kind instead of a flipping jerk in my universe, apparently. So, yeah, uh, we'll see kind of we'll see what ends up happening. But I don't think I'm gonna have long before this thing runs up. I don't know how long the limits got left, so I'm gonna have to be very careful. That's why I chose there was only two of these, and I chose the worst of the two. That way, if it does go wrong, I can try it again some other time with more stuff. So yeah, here's what it says. Oh no! Oh right, a whole crowd of people was gathering around me. As the crowd surrounded me, jeering and laughing, you felt that all too familiar sting in your heart. Oh dear. The same one you felt so many times over the past year. Even after all you'd been through, even after losing your body, your voice, your safety, people still hated you. We're about to find out. Oh no, here we go again. Look, it's Raptor Boy! One man sneered, lifting a rock. Get ready, boys. Let's knock the dumb little dinosaur back to the Stone Age. Another said, snickering as they closed in. Oh, frick you, motherfrickers. This reminds me, that is oddly reminiscent to one of the flipping robots which I just did earlier. The one where I was playing that one game where you had to eat stuff to get bigger, and somebody wouldn't stop flipping throwing stuff at me, and then eventually just killed me. Yeah, that's basically what happens on this 24/7. Robots just described it perfectly without even saying a word. Oh my gosh. Your tiny claws dug into the dirt as you backed away, fear racing through your chest. Your tail trembled, your once powerful voice was gone. You couldn't roar, you couldn't speak. All you could do was stare at them wide-eyed and terrified. Oh no. Then, hey! A young voice cut through the tension like lightning. Leave him alone! He's not bothering you! He blinked in shock as a small figure sprang out from behind a tree. A boy no older than 8 or 9, with messy brown hair and a Pokeball patterned backpack. He ran directly in front of you, arms out wide like a protective shield. He looked scared. He's not hurting anyone, the boy shouted, glaring up at the much larger adults. What the? One of the attackers grunted, caught off guard. Before anyone could respond, two more figures sprang onto the scene. A woman in a teal jacket with a long ponytail, and a tall man with a scruffy beard and a confident stance. Stop bullying that little raptor, the woman yelled. Oh dear, eyes fierce. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, the man added, stepping forward. You think hurting a scared creature makes you strong? That makes you cowards. With a swift flick of his wrist, the man grabbed a Pokeball from his belt and shouted, Agron, I choose you! Get that little Velociraptor safe! Or keep that I was expecting him to do something like, get rid of these little frickers or something like that, and he said something about me. I was like, oh crap, I'm about to get... Nope. A flash of red light burst from his hand, and an enormous Agron materialized in front of you. Holy frick. Its armor shimmering under the sun, and its eyes glowing with a focused intensity. The metallic titan growled as it spread its arms out, placing itself between you and the crowd. The woman stepped forward, right after, her voice unwavering. Garchomp, Feraligatr, help protect this little raptor as well. Oh boy, Feraligatr, dang, okay, hey Feraligatr, you're here too. Twin beams of light burst from her belt, and a powerful Garchomp landed beside Agron, baring its fangs with a protective snarl. Its wings flared wide like blades. Beside it, a massive Farragut stomped into view, letting out a rumbling growl as water swirled around its claws threateningly. Oh, I love it already. I love them already. The attackers hesitated, eyes darting between each other and the powerful Pokemon now standing between you and them. Even the most aggressive among them backed up slowly, muttering curses under their breath. As the mob finally scattered, the boy turned around and looked at you with wide, kind eyes. Are you okay, little guy? He asked, kneeling beside you. The man knelt too, giving you a gentle smile. We saw what was happening. That's not right. What they did to you? You're not alone anymore. The woman leaned down and placed a hand near you but didn't touch, letting you decide if you wanted to contact. You don't have to be scared anymore, she said gently. We're a family, and we look out for those who need help. Aggron, Garchomp, and Farragut all turned to face you. Okay, that's cute. Their intense expressions softened. Farragut crouched. I love this. Farragut crouched low, offering his claw like a paw for you to hold. Okay, I love him already. Garchomp tilted her head, letting out a soft rumble that felt almost comforting. Aggron simply gave you a solid, affirming nod as if to say, You're safe with us now. Yep, and for the first time it felt like forever, you felt safe, you felt protected, and you felt seen. Holy crap. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Well, here's what I did. I still am shaking very badly, and it put swore. I saw you try to walk over to the Farragut first. I gently nudged and hugged him with my tiny snout, and then I went around to the Garchomp and Aggron and nudged them too. Yep. As the lights of the cruel crowd vanished down the road, the world went quiet again, save for the low hum of the wind and the distant cries of wild bird Pokemon. But your breathing was still sharp and shaky. Your muscular body trembled uncontrollably, claws curled close to your chest, tail dragging in the dirt. You were still terrified. Even though you were safe now, your body hadn't caught up to that truth. Your heart pounded like a drum, your legs were weak, but you didn't want to seem scared, not in front of the kind boy or the family who stepped in to help you. You swallowed hard and took a step forward, shaky and slow, but determined. Oh, here we go. Please tell me Farragut's gonna nudge me or hug me or something. I'm gonna be in love with him if he does. Your eyes met the glowing gaze of the Farragut first. He hadn't moved from his guard stance yet, but when he saw your frightened eyes and trembling steps, his entire body softened. Wait a minute. Yes, see, Farragut crouched still offering his claw like a paw for you to hold. That's what I'm so confused about. Don't tell me it's already getting confused. There we go. Oh, here we go. But when he saw your frightened eyes and trembling steps, his entire body softened. His arms relaxed, claws lowering to his sides. He tilted his large head slightly, blinking slowly, expression no longer of protectors, but of friends. Hey! You saw he... I am... Okay, so you know what that means? This thing... Frick you, speech recognition. It's frick you, frick you, frick you, frick you. Okay, well, never mind. I'm doing the other one now. Alright, guys. Let's see if this one works a little bit more. This is called The Family Protects Raptors. Supposed to be sitting as the last one, but a little bit of a different title. This is supposed to be the better of the two. Unfortunately, now if the flipping data limit's not good enough right now, well, this is gonna be kind of sucking badly. The anger group's taunts and footsteps suddenly halted the moment the family stepped forward. The three attackers, holding rocks mid-throw, blinked in surprise as the man, woman, and young boy placed themselves between you and the danger. The child, probably no older than 10, stood with his arms out at full stretch in front of you, his small frame trembling, but his voice was unwavering. Hey! Leave him alone! He's not bothering you! He shouted, glaring up at the much larger boys with a courage that didn't match his size. Then came the booming voice of the father, firm and protective. That's enough! Stop bullying that little raptor! Without hesitation, he stepped in front of the child, shielding both you and his son. He pulled a Pokeball from his belt, pressed the center button with determination. Agron, I choose you! Keep that little Velociraptor safe! This is going the same exact direction as the other one. I think even the words have been the same so far. In a flash of white light, a huge Agron appeared, its metal body glinting in the sunlight. It planted its feet wide and let out a deep, thunderous growl, standing between you and the crowd, lowering its head threateningly toward the attackers. Okay, that's dope as heck. The woman's voice followed almost instantly, sharp and commanding. Garchomp, Feraligatr, help protect this little raptor as well. I love that. I love it. Feraligatr keeps showing up. He's cute. I love him already. Two more Pokeballs burst open in unison. A Garchomp emerged with a terrifying roar, its bladed arms stretching outward protectively, and alongside it stood a proud, strong Feraligatr, snapping its jaws and puffing up its chest with a fierce gaze directed at the rock-wielding crowd. Okay, I love this Feraligatr again. You felt the tremors from Garchomp's heavy stance and the warmth of Feraligatr's growl rumbling through the ground as both stepped in front of you, joining Agron to create a solid wall of protection. The air buzzed with tension, the three powerful Pokemon glaring down the humans who had come to harm you. The crowd stumbled backwards a few steps, stalled by the sudden escalation. One of the men, still clutching a rock, stuttered out, We weren't going to really hurt him. It was just a joke." The father didn't buy it. That's not a joke. Can't use that word on YouTube. You know what? That's evil. You think it's okay to threaten someone just because they're small and different? He snapped, his tone fierce. And the mother chimed in, walking closer to you, but keeping a sharp eye on the crowd. This little one's been through enough already. He needs kindness, not cruelty. As the boys backed off, mumbling excuses and quickly disappearing into the trees, the family stayed close to you. The little boy turned to you and knelt down, smiling gently despite the tension in the air. Hey, are you okay? He asked softly, reaching out a hand but not touching you unless you gave permission. You don't have to be scared anymore. My name's Toby. Those people were jerks, but you're safe with us now. The man walked over, still watching the area carefully. I'm Marcus, he said kindly, and this is my wife, Elena. We're Pokemon trainers. Don't worry, we're not like the others. Let's see how long that lasts before I get attacked again. Elena smiled as she gently knelt near you too, offering a warm, reassuring voice. You're hurt, aren't you? Or at least scared. It's okay. We've seen Pokemon and people go through a lot. You're not alone anymore. Behind them, Aggron, Garchomp, and Feraligatr all remained alert but calm. Aggron lowered his head slightly and gave a slow, gentle huff of warm air your way, a subtle gesture of reassurance. Garchomp tilted her head, curious, while Feraligatr gave a tooth. Oh my gosh, and Feraligatr was the one that grins. He knows, I swear, both of them. Yeah, Feraligatr didn't lower himself down that time, but he flipped and gave me like the biggest and cutest smile in the universe. He is so good at smiling. I love his pretty face. Yep, gave a toothy but friendly grin and slowly wagged his tail. I'm in love with him already. He's so cute. He's like a Totodile, just in a bigger body. Is that my point? He's proven that not only in the games where I raise him, but in this as well. Toby looked up at his parents. Can he come home with us? Just until he's better? Marcus glanced at Elena, who gave a nod. Then turned back to you. If you want to come with us, we'll protect you. You'll have food, warmth, and safety. No pressure, but the offer's real. You get a home with us if you need one. As they weren't patient for your decision, no one rushed you or reached for you. They just cared. For the first time in a long while, even the body of a tiny Chris Water, you felt like, okay, that's cute. Now, At least this time, okay, so we gotta keep note of that. A while ago it said Frag was laying down, then it changed it. Let's hope it doesn't do the same thing with this. Alright, guys. Give me a second. Guys, let's just say what Fragger just did is so adorable. I'm not talking about what he did. What we did a while ago was adorable. Him wagging his tail and giving me a cute little grin. And also the one where he lowered himself down, trying to hold out his massive hands to reassure me instead of, trying to hurt me. Let's just say, here's what happened. I still am trembling and terrified, but I still try to walk over to the Pokemon. I'm walking towards Frogger, but I'm so shaken off from people trying to attack me that I end up falling on the ground only a few feet away from where Frogger was standing. Oh dear. As you take your first trembling steps toward Frogger, yep, your raptor legs wobble beneath you. The fear, exhaustion, and pain from being chased and bullied overwhelm your tiny body. Despite your brave attempt to move forward, your legs give out, and you collapse just a few feet away from the towering blue Pokemon. Yep. This is where it gets cute, though. I mean, Frogger actually flipping held. That was just like, adorable. Oh, but he doesn't. Imagine he could speak. You hit the ground with a soft, helpless whimper. Frogger's eyes wide the moment you fall, and his tough, bow-raised demeanor melts away in an instant. I don't know if I should attempt to make his voice. Dear me. I can do his voice in English, but trying to do the Gator sort of thing, that was alright, but that was not as good as the one good done. Yep, he growls softly, not a threat, but a sound of deep concern. A down, great brain. Without hesitation, the large water type carefully lowers himself to the ground, bringing his head close to yours. Smiles and claws gently dig into the dirt as he crawls forward on all fours to close the distance between you, moving as delicately as possible. He stops just a few inches away, and his snout lowering beside your face. Oh, he's so cute. I love him already. Then, he does something unexpected. What is he about to do? He leans his massive head down and nudges you ever so gently with the side of his snout. A comforting, almost parental motion. Okay, that's cute. I love him. His scales are cool and smooth, but the gesture is warm with emotion. The young boy, Toby, gasped quietly, "He likes you." "Look, Mom, Frogger's being gentle." Does that mean he's not gentle with you? What in the world? Elena, kneeling beside Toby, smiles softly. "He can sense that little guy's been through a lot." Marcus gives a nod, stepping closer to watch over you with a protective gaze. He's not just powerful, he's compassionate. You're safe with him. Then Frogger lets out a low, rumbling purr. I love him already. Deep and slow like distant thunder, it vibrates through the ground beneath you. Not in a scary way, but in a grounding, calming one. His big amber eyes stay locked on you, and with a tiny puff of air from his nostrils, he makes a soft huff, almost like he's whispering, "You're okay now." If you let him, Frogger gently lowers a single claw to your side, offering you the chance to either grab onto it or lean against him. He doesn't pressure or move fast. He's just there, steady and waiting. As you let heart still playing sound by the Khan family and their Pokemon staying guard, a new feeling begins to creep in. Not fear, but safety. Holy crap. Again, that's cute though. Like, Frogger's being very sweet and gentle. I love him. Okay, Frogger is just like the most adorable Pokemon in the entire universe, apparently, because he just loves to smile. He's over there loving on me, I love it. I just smile at the Frogger, Aggron, and Garchomp, then get up slowly so I don't fall again. After that, I slowly and gently climb into Frogger's hand, that way I don't end up getting hurt any further. See, Frogger watches me closely as I smile, his eyes softening even more at the sight. When you begin to rise, his claws shift slowly to help stabilize you, just in case you stumble again. Iron lets out a low, approving rumble, and Garchomp tilts her head, her sharp gaze turning warm as she watches your tiny raptor body move with determination. You stand, still shaking, but stronger than a moment ago, and with cautious steps, you gently climb onto Frogger's massive hand. His heavy claws curl just slightly around you, forming a protective cradle. He doesn't move right away. He waits, giving you a moment to settle in. His huge eyes watching every movement with care. Okay, he's adorable. I told you. Once you're safely in his palm, he slowly lifts you up, bringing you closer to his face. His eyes blink slowly, calm and reassuring. You can feel the warmth radiating off his scales and the steady rhythm of his breathing, like distant waves brushing a quiet shore. Then something amazing happens. What is he about to do? Fragger lets out a soft, almost whisper like, "Oh my gosh, now Fragger's cooing too." I love it. Every time Fragger lets out a soft, almost whisper like coo. A sound you've never heard from a Pokemon so powerful before. It's gentle, like he's speaking to a baby, like he knows just how much you've been through. Ah, he's so cute. It's not threatening, not loud, just comforting. Below, Toby claps silently.
He likes you so much. I never seen Feraligatr act like that with anyone but me.
Elena smiles up at you in Feraligatr's palm. Look at that. He knows you're someone special. Marcus adds for him, and now you've got us. No more bullies. How does a frick... No more running. We'll figure out what happened to you and to your friend Rexy. How the frick does he know about that? What are they, psychic? They're not Lugia. Garchomp steps closer now, placing one of her blade-like arms over her chest in a respectful pose, while Aggron stomps once in a signal of agreement. The three Pokemon silently form a circle around you and Fragger, like royal knights protecting a tiny, brave royal. And for the first time in what feels like forever, you're being held, not hunted, protected, not punished, surrounded by strength and love. Fragger gently pulls you close to his chest and lowers his head protectively over you, as if to say, I gotcha. No one will ever hurt you again. Okay, I love this Feraligatr. He's amazing, he's amazing, he's amazing, he's amazing, he's amazing. Alright, give me a second. Alright, guys, here's what happens. I gently nuzzle Fragger, Garchomp, and Aggron, then sit more comfortably in Fragger's hand. He's adorable. As he gently leans forward, my tiny snout softly nuzzles against Fragger's smooth blue scales. The powerful watertight eyes flutter close for a moment, and he lets out a deep, affectionate rumble in his chest. Not loud, but calm, like a distant waterfall. His claw twitches just slightly beneath you, tightening ever so gently to hold you more securely as you nuzzle him. You turn next to Garchomp, who crouches lower to let you reach her. She blinks in surprise as you snout brushes against her blade-sharp arm, then gives the faintest smile, tipping her head and purring softly. A sound like gravel, shifting but strangely soothing. For such a fearsome Pokemon, she returns the affection with remarkable gentleness. Then you reach towards Aggron, whose heavy metal plating gleams in the light. His head dips with surprising delicacy as you nuzzle the cold steel of his lower jaw. At first you feel only the cool metal, but then Aggron lets out a deep, proud grunt and slowly bows his armored head even more as if in honor. His crimson eyes soften. I think crimson's supposed to be red. I think, unless this is this could be a shiny Aggron. If this is a shiny Aggron, I believe Aggron's eyes are red. But normal, I think if it's normal, it's blue. There we go. Toby gasped again, beaming.
Mom, Dad, he really trusts them.
Elena grins as she crosses her arms. That's not easy to earn from Aggron or Garchomp. He sees them as family now. Marcus with a proud smile, and family looks after their own. Once you finish your round of gentle affection, you turn back to Fragger's hand and curl up comfortably in the wide palm, smile at her body sinking softly into the tough but warm scales. His massive fingers curl just a little more around you, not to trap you, but to keep you safe, like a nest around a hatchling. Fragger lets out another low, slow purr of comfort, then sits down fully, his back resting against a tree as he cradles you close. You feel his chest rise and fall, his presence steady, unshakable, a protective guardian, and now a trusted friend. The war is still out there. The curse, Rexy's pain, the danger. The first moment in the hand of a Forager who loves and protects you. Surrounded by a kind, strong family of humans and Pokemon. Yep. You're not only more than maybe you found the beginning of healing. Oh dear. This is really cute, guys. I was sleepy from not getting much sleep. Once I settle in and am relaxing in Forager's hand, I lay down and fall asleep feeling comforted by him. That's cute. As you finally settle into the gentle cradle of Forager's hand, the exhaustion of everything you've been through, the fear, the running, and the pain begins to melt away. His palm was warm, steady, and surprisingly comfortable. He let you time after your body curl up fully, my head resting against the softest part of his palm. Forager watches you closely, sensing your weariness. All your breathing slows and your eyelids flutter shut. He doesn't move, not even a twitch. He stays completely still, his powerful arm locking onto a safe, steady position to ensure you stay cradled without even the slightest bump or jostle. A soft smile creeps across Toby's face as he whispers, "He's asleep." Elena placed a hand gently on her son's shoulder. "Let him rest. He's safe now." Mars looks at Forager and nods approvingly. "Good work, big guy." Forager responds only with a slow, deep exhale, a warm breath washing over you like a blanket. He lowers his head slightly, bringing his snout near you as if to shield you from the world. His eyes half closed in calm watchfulness. Every few seconds his chest rises and falls like a great, slow tide. On each rhythm, you feel safer, like you're sleeping in sync with the heartbeat of someone who would protect you no matter what. I told you Forager's protective. Holy cow. Garchomp and Aggron remain close. Garchomp now rests beside Forager like a sentinel, her arms crossing over her chest, sharp gaze scanning the forest edge. Aggron stands tall behind them, like an iron wall, letting out the occasional low grunt to make sure no one dares come near. Toby sits cross-legged nearby, watching over you as well, whispering softly to his parents. "Do you think Lexi, the friend he talked about, can be helped too?" I placed a hand on Toby. If someone like that little raptor can still show love after everything he's been through, then yeah, I think Retsy can be saved too. Again, how do they know about him? And so the forest falls quiet. No more shouting, no more footsteps, only the sounds of wind rustling through trees, the gentle purring growl of Feraligator's breath, and the peaceful, comforted breathing of a tiny cursed water raptor who, yep, for the first time in what felt like forever, was finally sleeping safely in the palm of someone who truly cared. Yep. Holy cow. Alright, guys. I sleep peacefully forever. I hope I don't have as bad nightmares as I did that one time on these. Like, holy crap. That tree thing was a cool story thing, but it's like, that was horrifying getting pulled into that bullcrap. I sleep peacefully for over 2 hours, but then I start having nightmares about, creepy bugs. Oh, frick this. Crawling all over me, and my tiny raptor body started swelling with my tiny claw in my sleep. But as more keeps coming in the dream, I start whimpering in my sleep and eventually even crying. Oh dear. For over 2 hours, you rest in peaceful silence. The tiny velociraptor body curled up safely in Forager's massive palm. His warmth, his gentle breathing, and the calm presence of Garchomp, Aggron, and the kind human family create a blanket of protection that shields you from the world. But nightmares have a way of creeping in, even in the safest places. Here we go again. Deep in sleep, my dreams begin to twist, crawling, skittering, and hissing. Oh, frick that. I'd rather go back to the snake dragon, thank you. Because at least when he hisses, it's kind of cute because he's not trying to threaten me or kill me. Creepy, oh, heck no. I'm already getting freaked out by that. Creepy bugs, thousands of them, help me inside my dreamscape. Roaches, centipedes, beetles, what? three bugs I flippin' hate to pieces. Why the frick are they here? Their legs brushing across your scales. Ooh. Their pinchers clicking. Ew. Surrounding you with no escape. I hate this. You try to run the dream. Try to scream, but your voice is silent. In reality, your tiny claw twitches, then swipes. A whimper escapes my throat. Soft at first, then more urgent. Oh dear. Then my whole body starts twitching. You swallow again, blindly, panicking, though you're still asleep. Fragger immediately reacts. His golden eye snap fully open the moment you start moving, sensing something's wrong. At first, he doesn't move his hand. I want to startle you further. But as your whimpers turn to soft, heartbreaking cries, he lets out a soft, or low, soft growl, not of anger, but of gentle concern. He can't speak, but he's definitely talking. I wish I understand what he's saying. He said Gator again. He shifts ever so slightly and raises his other hand to hover protectively above you, trying to block out the wind and anything that might worsen the dream. Then slowly and gently he begins to rock his hand, just a little, the way a parent might rock a frightened child in their arms. Garchomp perks up beside him, her sharp eyes narrowing with concern. Wait, the Garchomp can talk? Is he dreaming? Is it because it says she murmurs quietly, voice almost too soft for humans to hear? Does that mean every Pokemon here can speak out of nowhere? Everyone lets out a low, questioning grunt, stepping slightly closer. Toby notices your distress first and stands.
Mom, he's having a nightmare.
Elena walks over quickly kneeling beside Fragger's hand. She doesn't try to touch you. Not yet, but she gently places her fingers on the back of Fragger's claw to calm him too.
Hey, little one, it's okay,
she whispers softly.
You're safe. No bugs here, just your friends.
Marcus joins, voice low and calm. He needs something familiar, something soothing. Oh my gosh. Fragger, give him your voice. Sing to him if you can. Is he really going to... He legit is trying to sing in his own language. That is cute. Actually, I would love that. Imagine Fragger just start humming a tune. Like I'm just there playing a game and all of a sudden my Fragger starts humming a tune. That would be amazing. I would happily listen to that. Fragger blinks in surprise. Yep, he hasn't sung before, but then for you, he tries. Yep, I would not be shocked if the game's allowed it. He would probably do a lot of stuff. The massive one leans closer to you again, lowers his snout to your side, and lets out a deep, low hum. More vibration than sound. A tone like water rippling across stone. That's cute. The sound is soft, synthetic, and deeply calming. He repeats it again and again, his voice a lullaby only you were meant to hear. And gradually the twitching stops, my claw stills, your body loosens, and the whimpers fade. Fragger doesn't stop humming. He keeps going until he's sure your nightmare has faded, until your tears have dried, and until you know even in your dreams that no bug, no fear, and no pain can ever reach you here. Now when you're being held by someone who would fight the whole world just to keep you safe. Yep, that sounds like for alligator. Alright. A friendly, kind of hard one that probably would do that. Holy crap. Guys, I'm not going to read this part out. I'm going to let you guys hear what happened right here at this part. It says, Fragger had stayed perfectly still the entire time you rested in his palm, not once shifting his weight, not once letting his guard down, even as the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting golden light through the trees. His watchful gaze never left you, his great heart beat calmly beneath you, a rhythm of protection and peace. For a while, you were still, peaceful and safe, but then your body tensed again. Frager's eyes opened the moment your little claws clenched. The shift was subtle, but he felt it. His hand cupped slightly tighter around you, his other claw gently bracing beneath to ensure you wouldn't fall or thrash too far. Your breathing, once calm, now came in sharp gasps. In my dream, Rexy, my dearest companion, my sweet English-speaking friend, towered before you, no longer himself and no longer kind. He had transformed into a monstrous, furious dragon, massive, glowing with an unnatural fire, his wings beating with rage. His voice shook the world. What do I even do for a voice for him? Because now, no, Forever's telling us. You're the one that turned me into this, Trenton. I thought you loved me, but you don't. You turned me into this, and then you abandoned me. No. Don't know where you got that idea. And the fire, oh no. And then the fireball came. A blast of blazing pain, hitting you directly. You felt it burn even through the dream. Your tiny vibrator body screamed out in pain, a sound so raw and real it pierced the air like a dagger. But you didn't wake up. Frager flinched. The sound of your scream nearly broke him. It wasn't a simple twitch or a cry. It was agony, kind that cut deep into the soul. He let a pain growl of his own, not because he was hurt, but because you were, and he didn't know how to pull you out of it. Toby jolted awake from where he'd fallen asleep next to his parents.
He's crying again,
he gasped, scrambling over.
He's hurting. I can hear him.
Marcus stood fast, stepping up behind Frager. This isn't like before. This dream's worse. Elena was already kneeling at Frager's side, voice steady but urgent. Wake him, gently, but wake him. He's trapped in this one. Frager leaned down, his snout now inches from your curled up body. His claw moved slightly under you, enough to shift your position, not to shake you, but to reach you. Then he let out a low, resonant rumble, different than before. What the frick, now he's speaking? This time it wasn't a lullaby, it was your name. His voice, deep and gravelly, vibrated through the trees and ground, and through your dream. How the frick? Trenton, wake up. It's okay. You're safe. It's not real. Your dream world flickered. The fire, the anger, Reggie's dragon form, it all trembled under the weight of Frager's voice, but he still didn't wake. That's when Toby ran forward. While touching me, he leaned close and whispered, his voice cracking,
Please come back. We're right here. You didn't abandon anyone. You're not alone.
Even Garchomp stepped closer. She crouched and let out a low, metallic hum. Not a sound you'd expect from a creature so fearsome, but it joined Frager's rumble like a harmony. A second voice, a single anchor pulling you out. Everyone raised his head and gave a single booming call. A deep resounding sound that echoed like a war horn, powerful, protective, and calling you home. And then Frager moved closer still, lowering his snout to touch his forehead gently to your side. A growing touch, a message you'd feel even through the nightmare. You're not alone. I'm right here. Your dream starts to crack. The fire dims. The monstrous Rexy hesitates. The cruel words begin to fade. And the fading smoke and flame of which more than fear calls you back. Love, safety, and family. And slowly, your breathing begins to steady again. Not awake yet, but you're coming back. And they won't stop until you're safe again. Truly safe. Alright. Well, let's just say, guys, these dreams are horrifying. Because before the nightmare could fully disappear, I heard Rexy still in that scary dragon form say, "Oh no you don't," before pinning me to the ground and saying, "You're not going anywhere. You abandoned me, you turned me into this creature, so now I'm going to make you suffer more." After he says this, he takes his free claw and scratches me with it, leaving a horrible scratch. Somehow, at that exact moment, a scratch that went from my tiny raptor head down to the bottom of my mouth appeared on my face right in between the eyes. Holy crap. In the dream, just as hope began to return, just as Fragger's voice, Garchomp's home, and Agron's protective call started pulling you from the nightmare, a final surge of fear struck like a venomous sting. Rexy, still twisted into that monstrous dragon form, snarled with fury. Oh no you don't! Before you could escape, his massive claw slammed you to the ground. You're not going anywhere. You abandoned me, turned me into this, so now I'm going to make you suffer more. Oh heck no. His face twisted in rage and sorrow, eyes burning with fire and betrayal. Yep, Rexy, I didn't mean to. I never wanted this. But he didn't listen. With terrifying force, he raised his claw and slashed you across the face, from the top of your head down to your mouth, cutting across the snout between your eyes, a burning, searing line of pain. But this was no longer just a dream, oh dear. In the waking world, at that exact moment, your tiny velociraptor body jolted. My claws twitched violently, and then, with a horrible tearing sound, a long, real scratch appeared across your face, from between your eyes down your tiny snout and toward the edge of your mouth. Blood, small and thin but real, welled up from the wound. Freyr, oh dear. Freyr roared, a sound of pure, uncontrolled panic, protective and furious. His head shot up in alarm as he felt the injury appear. He immediately shifted you in his hand, cradling you tighter while carefully keeping pressure away from your wound.
King, he's bleeding.
Toby shouted, horrified over there. Only a guy already reaching for her bag. That scratch! It's fresh. That wasn't there before. It just appeared. Marcus turned to Garchomp and Agron. Something is hurting him through his dream. That curse is deeper than we thought. Agron stepped forward, slamming his foot into the ground so hard it shook the soil, growling like thunder. Garchomp's blades glistened as she readied herself, furious that something invisible was able to hurt someone under her watch. Freyr, voice trembling with rage and sorrow, leaned closer and let out a deep rumbling call. Oh dear. And he's speaking now. Trenton, listen to me. This isn't real. I know it hurts, but we are here. We're not leaving, and we're going to fight this. Right now, we need you to fight it too. Don't let it win. You're stronger than this. Toby knelt by his father, eyes worried.
Please wake up. We love you. You're not alone anymore. Rexy wouldn't really say those things. Not the real Rexy.
Then I opened a small bottle of Max Potion and sprayed a light mist over your... I'm not a Pokemon. What do you think I am, a Tyrantrum? Tyrantrum will fit in Fragger's arms. There is no Velociraptor Pokemon, I can assure you. I don't know if that's going to work. While Max Potion sprayed a light mist over your scratch. The medicine glowed faintly as it soaked into your skin, out to dull the pain, but it wouldn't fix the root cause. The nightmare's curse was trying to anchor itself. Fragger brought you even closer to his chest, and for the first time you felt a tear roll down the giant Pokemon's cheek. Please, he growled, voice cracking, come back to us. Instead of the nightmare, everything paused. Rexy loomed above you, claw dripping with your... Oh my gosh! Rexy loomed above you, claw dripping with your dream blood. What the frick? This just turned into a psychopath movie, or like a movie. The frick? But he's only heard all of them. The voices outside the dream. Toby's kindness, Elena's warmth, Mars' strength, Garchomp's harmony, and Agron's roar. And Fragger's love. Holy crap, that's a bunch. All bring to the darkness. The question is, can you answer? Can you push back and reclaim your mind? Or a nightmare win? Oh dear. I mean, I don't know, because I've never had this. Hold on. Guys, I don't think I'm gonna read this part out either. Let me just read what it says down here that way I don't spoil what happened. Look at this. In the nightmare, the twisted version of Rexy, once your beloved companion towered above you with flaming eyes and a snarl so warped it barely resembled the friend you once knew. After slashing you down the face, he leaned in, his breath like fire against your scales, and growled with cruel satisfaction. Now you see how I feel when you abandoned me and when you stopped caring. You tried to speak, to scream, to say anything, but your voice was gone, frozen and helpless. And where you could resist, where you could explain the truth, his massive claw scooped you off the ground, you struggling in his grip, tiny, trembling, and terrified. Then he ate you. The dream twisted into a nightmarish spiral. You were swallowed whole, consumed by fear, by guilt, and by the lies they cursed told you. What the frick? And in that moment, your body began to glow red, pulsing violently like a dying flame. Then, without warning, what the frick? Poof! You vanished in a puff of purple smoke, gone from the dream, gone from sight, dude. What the frick? Oh my gosh. In the waking world, Freyr gasped, his eyes wide in pure terror as he felt your tongue from suddenly to limp. No, worse than limp. Gone. His claws tightened instinctively, but you were no longer resting in his hand. You had vanished. What the frick is wrong with the dreams in my universe, apparently? He's gone. Um... This is getting really crazy. Let's see what it said. Oh dear. He's gone! Marcus yelled, stepping forward. Oh dear. What just happened? Elena scrambled toward the space where you had been, frantically waving her hands through the now empty palm. I don't understand. 1 second he was there, and then he just vanished. No teleport, no light, just smoke. A thin swirl of purple haze still hovered where you had been, crawling around Faragir's claw. It smelled faintly like dream magic and pain. Faragir let a roar that shook the forest, clutching his hands to his chest like he was trying to hold on to something that was no longer there. Yep. The sound was agony, not rage, but heartbreak. He'd failed to protect you. He don't deserve to blame himself. It wasn't his fault. Toby's eyes were wild with tears. No! No, no, no! He can't be gone! He can't be! And then, oh heck no. A tiny pulse of light flickered in the air where you had disappeared. A spark, a heartbeat. Oh dear. You were gone. You were trapped, somewhere between the dream world and the waking world. Somewhere the curse had dragged you, clutching at your fear and guilt to imprison you deeper. And that flicker of light, a voice echoed. You didn't abandon him. You still love him. This isn't the real Rexy. It was your own voice deep inside yourself. What the frick? Your true self trying to fight. Like, what in the world? But would it be enough? So out of that endless void, something stirred. Maybe it wasn't over yet. Maybe you could fight your way back. What the frick is going on? Okay, guys, this is getting creepy. It says, in the waking world, a massive red pool opened up in the sky, and a massive red dragon with dark purple mist and glowing red eyes over 200 feet tall came out of it and landed close to the family. Oh no. The air changed. One moment there was confusion, heartbreak, and desperate searching for you, and the next, the sky ripped open. A massive red portal, glowing like molten lava, tore itself into the heavens above the clearing. Lightning forked along its edges. The ground trembled. Trees bent away from the pressure that poured out of it, like something immense, ancient and furious was breathing and breaking into the world. Toby clutched his mother's arm, his voice barely whispered, What?
It's that.
Elena took a slow step back, shooing her son, Marcus, get ready. Marcus had already stepped in front of both of them, tossing a Pokeball into the air and calling, wait, Agron, what, not already? What in the world? Agron, shield the others! And then, oh dear, it came through. A dragon, over 200 feet tall, its body crimson red, glowing from within like smoldering coal. Dark purple mist poured from its body like smoke from a dying world, and its eyes, pure, glowing red, locked directly onto the clearing like twin spotlights of hatred. It landed with an earth-shaking boom, crushing boulders beneath its claws as its wings spread wide, blotting out the sun for a moment. Fragger turned his entire body to face it, lowering into a fighting stance. His growl was low and furious, ready to defend you even though he still couldn't see you. But there was something deeply wrong about this dragon. Its body, its shape, it almost resembled, oh dear. Toby gasped,
That looks like Wexy, but twisted.
Ari's voice dropped, go, no, that's not Rexy. That's the curse. I don't think so. Only as I won, it manifested him. His guilt, his fear, and his pain, and now it's here in the flesh. Fragger took one defiant step forward, baring his teeth and letting out a war cry. Garchomp leapt to his side with a feral snarl, blades raised. Agron shielded the family without hesitation, metal armor gleaming with battle-ready resolve. Even as the pawn prepared to fight, the red dragon didn't attack right away. It simply stared at them. Then it opened its mouth, and out came a twisted, echoing voice, deeper than thunder and layered with malice. You took him from me. He's mine now. Lost in the dream. You can't save him. What the frick? What is with the dream stuff going on in here? It's going on there, and now you will all suffer as I did. What? Fragger roared in defiance, war swung around his fist. The nightmare wasn't just haunting your dreams anymore. It had come to life somehow. What the frick? The question remained, can you hear it? And can you, whatever you're always trapped in the smoke and shadow, find the strength to run? No, I don't know where you're even at. I don't even know where I am. What in the world? Is somewhere, Rexy might still be there, and he might be begging for you to bring him back. Where am I? I'm not even there anymore. I just disappeared, dude. I don't know where I am. Like, what the frick? Yeah, it's like I'm still there. No, I'm not. Trust me. Holy crap. Guys, this is getting crazy. It says before anyone could react any further, the dragon saw Feraligatr and then he said, oh, it's you. The point he cares more about than me. He treats your species better than he ever did me. Right after this, his eyes glow a creepy dark blue. Then he says, you're coming with me. Right after this, oh dear, Fragger disappears completely from the real world. And right after he disappears, the giant says, I'm doing with him too. The moment the giant's crimson eyes walked onto Feraligatr, the air grew heavier, as if the very atmosphere itself was being choked by jealousy, betrayal, and pure malice. Everyone froze. Then, the dragon's voice slithered through the clearing like poison, deep and cold. Oh, it's you. Fragger's stance didn't falter, but his eyes narrowed in weary confusion. The dragon took a slow step forward, every movement crackling with dark energy as purple mist poured off its wings like steam. The Pokemon he cares more about than me. The one he cuddles. The one he trusts. The one he loved. Toby gasped, stepping back toward his parents.
He's talking about Trenton and Rexy. That's Rexy, twisted by the curse.
Elena whispered, he's jealous. He's hurt. This isn't just rage, it's heartbreak. But the dragon wasn't done. His glowing red eyes suddenly flared, and then changed, pulsing into a deep, haunting, dark blue, full of despair and fury twisted into one. Then he growled, "You're coming with me." Oh dear, no. Freya's body jerked, his eyes widening. He roared in defiance, trying to strike back, but it was too late. A Jaya pulsed a deep red and blue light searching the dragon's chest, and in an instant, Fragger vanished. Not teleported, not recalled, just gone. Ripped out of the waking world in a blink of cursed, cruel magic. "For alligator!" Marcus shouted, running toward where he had just been. "No! No, no, no!" Toby cried, tears already forming in his eyes. Elaine closer mouthed and hard. "That dragon! It just stole him!" The mist where Fragger had stood swirled ominously, fading like smoke from a blown-out candle. Then the dragon turned back to the others' eyes, to the others, eyes glowing brighter, deeper, and hungrier. "I'm dealing with him, too." The rage in his voice didn't mask the pain. This wasn't just a monster. This was Rexy, or what was left of him. Twisted by the curse, fueled by fear, blinded by the false belief that he'd been abandoned and replaced by someone he loved more. And now, he'd taken the one who comforted you, your guardian, your friend, to the same nightmare prison where you were trapped. But deep within the curse, in the darkness beyond this world, you felt it. You felt Fragger's arrival. You felt his presence, his spirit, crushing into the darkness like a beacon, and he was calling to you, not with words, but with strength. "I'm here. You're not alone. We'll fight this together." The dragon thought he'd won, but he just made the biggest mistake of all. He brought your protector to you. Yeah, but there's probably a reason for him doing that. He said, "I'll be doing with him." What does that mean? That means he could be trying. I mean, if he can flipping make a scratch appear on my face from a dream, I don't think I want to be messing with him. Man, what is it with these dreams going haywire? One of them I get trapped into a tree that flipping has different facial expressions. What's next? Flipping gonna have a flipping. What's flipping gonna be next? A flipping robot with creepy glowing eyes just staring at me the entire time? Making sure I don't move a single inch, and if I do, it flipping chomps my head off? It's like, that's horrifying. I don't want to find out, but I guess we're gonna have to eventually. Guys, this is terrifying. Here's what happened. It says the dragon completely disappeared back into the dream world, where he then appeared right next to where Faragher had been teleported. The dragon looked at him angrily and then said, "Triton cares more about your species than he ever did about me. He just ran away from me and abandoned me. So now I'm going to show him how it feels." Right after this, oh no, some kind of dark magic came out of the dragon's mouth and started going around for Alligator. Right after this, Frey started to completely change. Oh heck no. His whole body turned to a scary dark purple. His spikes on his back, tail, and head changed into angry looking tiny T-Rexes. His eyes turned red, and within seconds he grew from, oh heck no, only 7 feet 7 inches up to over 900 feet tall. Then the dragon said, "Good, now for Alligator, I want you to find Triton, that stupid tiny raptor, and I want you to make him suffer even more pain." What the frick? Oh, now inside the dream world, the dragon's wings beat once, heavy and thundering, and then in a blink of red light and twisted shadows, he vanished from the waking world. The rift he left behind sealed with a snap like the slamming of a prison door. Within moments, he reappeared in the dream realm, a place of warped skies, broken gravity, shifting colors, and endless whispers of fear. Twisted reflections of memories floated in the mist, fragments of you, of Rexy, of the pain between you both. What the frick? And there, standing on a platform of shattered memory and dark fog, was for Alligator. He had just arrived, still disoriented, still glowing faintly with the fading light of the real world. He looked around, confused but alert, until the dragon descended before him like a falling meteor, eyes burning with rage. Triton cared more about your species than he ever did about me. He called you, held you, talked to you like family. Me, he abandoned. So now I'm going to show him how that feels. Rager's eyes widened. He tried to speak, to stand tall, and to fight. Before he could move, the dragon reared its head up and unleashed a stream of dark, corrupted magic. Heavy tendrils of smoky energy, deep purple and black, poured from the dragon's mouth and wrapped around Rager like living chains. They slid across his limbs, his chest, his eyes, forcing themselves into him. Oh, that's creepy. Oh my gosh, what the frick? Rager roared, struggling, but it was no use. His scales began to darken. His blue turned to a nightmarish purple-black, cracked with lines of glowing red like molten stone. His eyes shifted from gold to red, pulsing with corrupted magic. Oh, heck no! Then his body began to grow massively. His back arched in pain as his tail stretched and got heavier. The once solid blue fins along his spine shattered into writhing. Oh wait. The once solid blue fins along his spine shattered into writhing, growling tiny Tyrannosaurus heads, each one bearing fangs and roaring like miniature monsters. His height surged 100 feet, 300, 600, 900 feet. Oh my gosh, no. The dream world shuddered under the weight of his new monstrous form. Where once stood a proud, protective Pokemon, now stood a titanic, corrupted Feraligatr, twisted into a fusion of rage, pain, and dragon's magic. Each of his clawed feet could crush entire dreamscapes. His tail lashed behind him, splitting the air with force alone. The dragon smiled wickedly, eyes glowing with terrible triumph. Good. Now, Feraligatr, go find that stupid tiny raptor. Find Triton and make him suffer even more pain. Oh, heck no. Oh, no. Feraligatr stood still for a moment, silent. Then, slowly, he turned and began walking. Each step thundered through the dream world like an earthquake. The corrupted beast was coming, but deep inside that towering body, buried under magic and pain, the real Feraligatr was still there. And somewhere, he was still trying to fight. Oh my gosh, what the frick? It's just getting creepy. It says, I didn't know where I was in the dream world. I opened my tiny eyes and all I saw was scary shadows of giant bugs. Ew! Watching me with glowing red eyes. I saw scary looking Lugias watching me angrily from the sky, and when I start taking a better look around, I notice that I am trapped in a massive cage that has tiny raptors as the cage bars, and all of them are looking at me, some with angry expressions, some with sad and some with creepy smiles. When I take a look at the foot of the cage, especially its front, I notice there are two metal statues next to the door. Two Tyrannosaurus Rex statues with their heads. It put heads, looking at me with creepy glowing red eyes. One of the statues had a very angry expression, and one of them had a very upset and depressed looking expression. I didn't understand where I was, and I also didn't know about the massive Feraligatr that was rolling around trying to find me. Oh dear. You slowly opened my tiny raptor eyes. Immediately a chill seeped into my bones, not from cold, but from the feeling of the place. All around me, darkness loomed, not an absence of light, but a living shadow, one that watched you. And then you saw them. Ugh! Bugs. Giant, monstrous shadows of them. Roaches, centipedes, and beetles. Some 10 times your size, crawling along the walls of the dream world. I hate this. Get me out of this. I hate this. Just out of reach. The red glowing eyes locked on you from the void, their antenna twitching as if eager to pounce if you so much as blinked. Oh, heck no. My breath. Oh. Oh no, that wasn't all. Up above, soaring in twisted spirals, were Lugias, or what looked like them. Their forms were bloated, corrupted, their feathers jagged like shards of glass. They flew in slow circles over your cage, glowing red eyes glaring down with nothing but rage. One of them opened its beak and let out a shriek, not majestic, but warped, broken, and furious. You trembled. Oh no. Then as you looked down, you noticed something deeply wrong. You were in a cage, a massive one, made not of steel, but of tiny raptors. What the frick? Hundreds of them, forming the vertical bars of the cage, their little bodies frozen, interlocked, each one facing inward, staring directly at you. Their expressions were not blank. Some were crying, some were snarling, some were smiling too wildly. All of them looked like you, like twisted versions of your own cursed form. Their eyes glowed with emotion, red for anger, blue for sorrow, green for jealousy, yellow for madness, and none of them blinked. They just stared. You backed away slightly, and then noticed the door of the cage. At its base, two massive male statues stood on either side. Tyrannosaurus Rex statues. But they weren't normal. Their arms were twisted unnaturally, flipped 180 degrees backwards, like their bodies had been contorted in pain. One an expression of pure fury, its mouth wide open in a silent scream. The other looked down at you with eyes that glowed dully, sadness and despair carved into its metal face. It was like guilt and rage made physical. They didn't move, but their eyes followed you. Oh, heck no. What the frick am I in? You were trapped, surrounded, and confused. No escape in sight, no sign of hope, and you had no idea that, not far from you, in another stretch of the dream, a corrupted Ferragur, now over 900 feet tall, was searching for you. Twisted by the dragon's curse, filled by orders to bring you pain. Every step he took made the dream world tremble, and yet, deep beneath the corruption, his heart still beat, still remembered you, and still loved you. But time was running out. You were in the deepest prison of your mind, and something or someone was about to find you. Oh, heck no! Alright, guys, this is getting really dark. It says I start getting scared and trembling. Then I back away to the furthest part of the cage and cover my eyes from the terror, still unaware of the massive crowd of Ferragur getting closer to me. I backed away, my tiny raptor feet stumbling over the cracked, twisted floor of the cage as my breathing quickened. Shadows loomed, eyes glowed. Every motion from the eerie Lugia in the sky or the twitching bugs outside the cage sent fresh waves of terror down your spine. Yep, or the Lugia, maybe not. The bars, the raptor-shaped bars, seemed to shift slightly as you backed up. You couldn't tell if they actually moved or they fear was making your mind bend the dream. Their eyes all followed you in perfect synchronization. Oh, heck no! Crying, snarling, and grinning, all staring at you. Ew! You reached the very back of the cage and collapsed onto the cold surface, trembling violently. Not thinking, you curled up tight and covered your eyes with your tiny claws, trying to block out the horror. Stop! Stop! Just stop! You whimpered yourself over and over. But the dream had no mercy. From beyond the cage, distant but coming, a sound rolled through the dream world like a slow-moving earthquake. Boom. Boom. Oh my gosh, no. The kind of sound that makes the air vibrate. You didn't hear it at first. Your own fear and panic muffled the world, but something inside you, deep and instinctual, started to feel it. The cage shuddered. Far across the dream horizon, unseen by your eyes, the towering form of the corrupted Ferragur walked, his red eyes glowing through heavy purple mist, his spikes now sharp and alive with tiny roaring T-Rex heads, twitched with each step. His massive body gave off heat like a wildfire, and his mouth curled into a tight snarl, focused entirely on finding you. Inside his mind, the dragon's voice echoed, He's weak, scared, and alone. Crush his hope, and the curse will be complete. But buried under all that malice, something in Fragger fought back. Small memory, flickering like a candle. Your voice, your gentle nuzzle, and your trust. The dragon's control twisted again, trying to draw it out. The balance after Fragger was not over. Meanwhile, back inside the cage, you stayed huddled in the corner, shaking. Tiny body curled into a ball. Clawed hands still over your eyes. You didn't know it yet, but something massive was getting closer, and soon you'd no longer be alone in that nightmare. That can be a bad or a good thing.